Alright, evening friends. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Sorry I'm a moment late. 7 moments late? Close enough. Anyway, happy Epiphany, Merry Christmas. Happy winter time. It's a delightful 61 degrees out. I wish it were colder, I really did. Last week was just delightfully nice when it was dropping into the low 30s every evening, but I'll live with 60. I will live with 60. I'll complain a little bit, but I'll live with it. I can at least have the window open. That's something. Hey, Grace. How you doing? I saw a rough day, but here's hoping it gets a little better. Here's hoping it ends well, at least. Go with that. All right. Find the right page of notes to write down on.
Good day to you.
That's not it. That's a dip. Alright. So, if you recall from last time, we were just about to head off on our quest to get this cannon stolen. Catherine was going to go and tell Zhizka and his men what the...
Henry, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Catherine. I see you got your beauty sleep.
Henry.
You tease. Oh, I'm all disheveled.
Henry. Sir, you are not quite a married man, but you got a prospect, okay? You got to don't ruin things, buddy. Anyway. Morning, people. I almost wish I had done the whole try to kill everyone in camp thing. Because I might be able to pull it off. If only by, like, poisoning a soup pot or two. Maybe I should on the way out. Not too late. Anyway, probably not, though. Yeah. Yeah, Grace. I mean, the whole last night's bullshit having ramifications. Now I get it. I get it. Stuff happens. You know. I will say, like, oh boy, kids have been little monstrosities in the last couple of days. Jeez. Get it. I don't get it. It's the holidays. They're supposed to be, pleasanter. A little bit more pleasant, I would think, and I would hope. It is what it is. Once again, they'll go. They'll get there. It'll pass. Things just fine. Let's set off for some bits.
I'm ready. We can get out of here.
The sooner the better. Deserters, traitors, murders. I'm getting too old for all this.
Spies.
I still can't believe the crowd betrayed us. Why the fuck didn't I notice anything earlier?
Don't worry about it. He was one wily bastard.
In any case, the company's missing a corporal now. And I was thinking the post should go to someone capable.
Really?
You may be new, but you've been a real help to me. And the lads will obey you. I'll make sure of that. What do you say?
Let's just go for it.
I don't know what to say.
Say yes. What else, you dolt?
It'll be an honor, sir.
You can stick the sir where the sun don't shine.
Yep, promoted right
You must
before he
know by
betrays
now
everyone.
I'm not keen on formalities. Well, let's leave it be now. Otherwise, we won't get out of here before dark. Right, Corporal. Order the men to get onto the wagons.
All right.
Sedlitz awaits. If
possible, perhaps we can spare him. I have my doubts, though. At least before 10, Grace says kids are still cute enough to get away with stuff because they're cute. Maybe.
Who's already got his blood up, just grabs him by the arm, wrestles him to the ground, and then starts giving the death such a hiding. The fur is flying off. Wait, fellas.
Oh god, he's one of those guys who tells the story and can't finish telling the story because he's laughing his ass off at his own jokes. Ooh, kidney shot with the gun! Ooh. Just knock him out cold. I mean, yeah, a gauntlet right to the cheekbone. Yeah, that'll knock him out. Knock him clean out. Come on. Alright, let's do it this way. There we go.
Let him have it! Wanker! You won't get away with it! Light him up! I still can't quite do that. Yeah, you like a thing! Watch out! He's trying some tricks!
Sorry, guys. Another corporal's betraying you. Oh, he got me good.
Take that! I don't have the whole game. Good! Now, just this one. Ooh, blood, yeah!
They all dead?
It's a lot of blood. This should stop it.
There's Jiska, you okay? Where's our poor commander? I'm curious. Oh, hey. Hey, cats. I'm sorry.
You fucking traitor.
Calm down, or you'll faint again. You've lost a lot of blood.
What now? What are you going to do with me?
Honorable death. No. Grace. Okay, that's good to know. Grace says that apparently corporal seems to be a time and regionally appropriate rank. Okay, legit. Cool. I'm glad that they managed that. That's something that's easy to not to do incorrectly. I mean, at the same time too. Gosh, I'm reminded of at one point. I think it's in Mere Christianity where C.S. Lewis talks about a legionnaire in the Bible. And I forget where it was. I think it was... I can't remember. It was a legionnaire. It was a Roman legionnaire that Christ was talking to. And he says to the readers, a legionnaire, something like the equivalent to our sergeant major. And I was like, oh, that's actually a really cool little thing to do, right? Because I mean, not everybody is a Romaboo. Not everybody is going to know all of the appropriate ranks and everything, especially when they're oddly named. And so providing a sort of, not translation, but I guess a localization, if you want, is a cool little thing to add when you're talking about history like that, especially to a popular audience like that.
Go.
What?
Get lost, I said.
You think I'm going to forgive you for this? Next time, I'll take mercy on you?
Honestly, I kinda hoped so.
Oh, Sonny. I had such high hopes for you. At last, someone sensible, I thought.
Sorry.
But you're as thick as two short planks.
So, off you go.
This isn't over, lad. Got that? We'll meet again.
Maybe. I didn't want to just off him. He was a good guy, despite everything. Being on the wrong side. Radovan. Who's Radovan? Or should I know his name? Any of our guys dead? Who's Armiger? Or who's Armiger? Armiger Hagentrot was praying over the dead. Well, we all should do that. Verso von Morgenstern. Also new guy. Hey, Jiska.
What the fuck was that? Why
Yeah,
did you
Henry
let
sounded
that
honestly
man
sad.
go?
Yeah, no, I get it.
What,
Get it.
cats? Oh, don't worry. He's no threat to us.
What's the matter with you? You seem down.
Oh, it just
Oh, he
doesn't
got a little
seem
further
right
in the first game. Good.
what we did to those people.
Not people, the enemy. Remember that. Trust me, you'll sleep a lot better. By the way, Brabant has already brought up his promised reinforcements.
What are they like?
Well, you'll see for yourself. But now, we have to get out of here first.
Yeah, let's go. Still very much only at the beginning. Are you still in Skalitz? That's the real question.
Yeah, the sooner we make ourselves scarce, the better.
To the task, then.
Seems like we poked a hornet's nest with that ambush, eh?
We did. And that means the Devil's Den won't be safe much longer.
Another reason not to stick around there and attack Malashov.
Well, we're in luck. Ada's just returned from a scouting mission, and he says von Burkov's at the castle.
And what about Brabant's men? You were saying you don't like the look of them.
I just don't trust them somehow. But I'll admit that Frenchman surprised me. They're no greenhorns.
We'll see how they fare in battle.
Indeed we will. We'll soon get going. Get ready, and then we'll plan what's next.
Okay, so just after Skalitz got attacked and Henry didn't make it behind the castle walls. Okay, so you did you get to I'm encumbered? Am I encumbered? What did I pick up? Which coats? What do I have that is so heavy? Nothing in particular, just a lot of stuff. Gosh, okay. I mean, that helps. That's like £9 that I gotta put away. That I gotta put away. Everything else is zero. Oh, not everything else. Okay, never mind. I have all this mead. Wait, no. Pebbles, you can carry that for me. Thank you. put these away. Oh, what do I have all this for? Okay, yeah, no, I do need to go and put a bunch of that stuff away, don't I? Alright. I don't know why the bloody knife. Okay. There's 0. Some of this nice stuff is kind of pricey, but or kind of weighty. That's fine.
God be with you.
No
What would
place
you
to
like?
stay here. No.
Farewell, good sir.
Okay, so Grace, you are still in. Based on what you're
So
saying
no
here,
Sabbath.
it sounds like you
My
are still in the
respects.
prologue, basically. If you still have your sword, that is the prologue. Basically. The prologue ends when you... I'll say when you lose your sword. When you no longer have your sword, that is, I would say, the end of the prologue. Put that away. Put those away. Those. Leave these. That'll work. I could use a little nap and maybe a bite to eat. Just like an hour. Trying to get through the fight with the guard that finds you.
Sir, no Sabbath. My respects.
By Teresa's house, you mean? On the way out of Skalitz? Or once you get to,
Greetings, Henry. Slept well?
Very well, Sir Hans. Thanks for asking.
or when you get to, what's it called? The next cast. Talmberg. How you gotten to Talmberg yet is the question. And, had to get out. Sneak out. Because you're gonna have to sneak out of Talmberg. There's another quest over here. Oh, it's the archery contest thing. Never mind. Just no, have not. Okay. I will say, if it's the one right by the house on the way out of Skalitz, when you're like on horseback, trying to run away, you can skip that and just keep riding. Don't save Teresa. She will survive either way, but it is beneficial later on to help her, to save her.
What awaits us at Malashov?
A short but nonetheless dangerous battle, in the best case scenario.
And in the worst?
Not the Teresa one.
Things
Okay.
go to
I'm
fucking
trying to remember
hell,
exactly then.
and our worldly cares will be over. So prepare well. This really won't be easy.
All right, let's do it. Oh wait, no.
I'll
I
come
need
back later.
I need a bath. I'm a snacky. Sploosh. Where is the madam? Ah, here we go.
You're up bright and early today. What would you like?
I need to take a load off.
Certainly. My baths are at your service.
I need my wounds treated and my clothes washed. And then I'll have a hot bath.
All right, but money up front.
I'll gladly
That's
pay
fine.
you.
Excellent. You'll find exactly what you were looking for.
Okay,
in
directly
my
after the
bath.
cutscene with the invasion of burning with scallops. I think I remember that. Pretty sure I remember where that is. It's been a little while since I played the beginning of the game.
I bandaged that wound for you, sir. You should be more careful next time.
Not.
Ooh, I can. Thank you, though. Hey, Janosch. What are you doing here?
How do things look at Malashov?
Why you ask me? You ask the other. He scouted out there. Hej! Komar, podejdź tu! Henry chce się do ciebie coś zapytać.
Are you
I've
still
got the
covered in
feeling you're
blood?
just stringing us along with that Polish.
Ah, come on. You know other understand you pretty good.
O co chodzi? Jasne, że rozumiem.
No, ale on tobie nie, chłopie.
To niech się ta pierdoła nauczy.
Should we get a new camping trip for our February trip? Honestly, probably. I will say, despite the bit of a tear along the bottom, I still absolutely love that tent that we borrowed from your mom last time. I love that thing. That's a nice tent. Then again, it's old school. I really dig like old school stuff like that. It's got, if for no other reasons, it has a really nice. It's got such a nice silhouette to it. Like that canopy, that like, not A-frame, that house frame roof. It has that silhouette. The one we're looking at right there. It's that silhouette, but square front. Old school thick canvas, yeah. Very mildewy, yeah. Nice, all very nice. I don't know, yeah. I like it. I still like it. Okay, I still like it. Maybe it's just the aesthetics. I'm just. I feel like camping in something space agey would be a little. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. And before you say anything, I can't just go the whole 9 yards and just use a few sticks and stuff. But, I mean, I could, but it wouldn't go well.
What did you see at Malashov Fortress?
To nie twierdza, ale zamek. Zaprawdę nie wiem, jak w Ziszkach tego zdobyć.
That castle strong like rock.
Aye. It seems that Ruthard spared no expense.
Rutard? Widziałem Rutarda.
To si nie mógł widzieć. Siedzi w celi w Kutnej Horze.
Who did he see?
No to nie wiem. Ale zadek ma całkiem.
You are cockot.
What, then?
Look like not only von Bergo is in fortress. Daughter of Kunzelin is too.
What, Rosa? Seriously? Damn it.
How and
If
why?
anything happens to her, I'll never forgive myself.
Right. The woman's is always trouble with them.
A? Nawet nie mów.
Rosa's a lady. And a very clever one.
You like her, eh? You wait. Take it easy.
Okay,
no
listen.
worry. Nothing happened to her. We save her. You see.
Okay. Did I just fail that quest? Oh no, I hope I didn't just fail that quest. What's the other thing? Oh, excuse me. Now, by the way, Erica, now you can see who exactly is the inspiration for what's his name? Whoever it is, the Leo from D&D, from the old Kingsguard. So to fill anybody in my current D&D campaign, the player characters are the up and coming Kingsguard for the new king to be. It's not Mishka. It's not Mishka. It's something Russian. Yeah, you are the one who's supposed to forget his name, not me. Which, like, no, jeez. It's something OJ. I forget. I can look it up, but I'm not gonna. Um, in any case, the old Kingsguard, the guard for the previous king, the like basically the you want Game of Thrones terms, the hands of the king or whatever. I based somewhat off of the Devil's Gang, which is which why not? Why wouldn't I do that? There's some great characters and they have some great dynamics, so I borrowed elements, bits and pieces there. It's not Milivosh. Is it Milivosh? No, Milivosh is that's from Curse of Strahd. From Vallaki. It's gonna bug me now. Gotta look it up. Sorry. Please stand by. Now I gotta look it up. Please. Right. It's Mia. That's it. It's Mia. There's a J in it. That's why. It's Mia. Anyway, but yeah, he's a Leov, so a Leonin, a lion person, who does not speak human. He understands decent enough human, but and most of the rest of his old squad doesn't speak Ordosity, the lion folk, the catfolk language, and so they just sort of communicate by vibes. Which, if you fought together for 20, 30 years, you'll get it. You'll get the hang of it.
What did you see in the village?
Coś widziałeś?
Do diacka, nie jestem głupi, pojmuję. Jest tam taka
See, like that.
przyjemniutka karczma. No i piękne dziewki laziemne. Jedna
Why are you like this?
tam miała takie okrąglutkie jabłuszka, że mogłem się z nimi gździć na okrągło.
So, how many guards are there?
I think you don't find out much from the other about that. He not keep his little gherkin in halls.
Hey, chuchorietki.
That was
Where you hiding?
that was unhelpful. Spectacularly unhelpful. All right, well let's go for it. Let's talk to Shishka.
I'm back. Can we go now?
Good. The task won't wait. In the evening, I'll assemble the men, and then we'll talk about what's next.
I'll wait with you. How about we knock back a few cold ones in the meantime?
I'm not drinking today. I want to have a clear head.
You look like you're
But once
drinking.
we have von Berghoff locked up, I'll gladly drink the whole region dry.
Also, it bugs me a little that his that he doesn't have the eye patch, because the actual historical Jan Zizka did in fact lose an eye and wound up going blind in the other eye too. And so I almost wanted this to be the kind of explanation for it, but they kind of
So I
went
say
around that.
him, what do you expect?
For the sake of the aesthetic.
When you drink like fish? Fish are not able to walk either.
It's good. That's pretty good.
And then he threw you out?
No, he cannot, because...
Ah, vous êtes là. What is happening, Capitaine?
A mam nadzieję, że kurwa przeżyjemy.
Pojebało cię.
Enough of the chit-chat. I want to know if we're gonna get to work, Zizka.
We shall. No reason to wait. Von Berghoff won't stay in Malashov forever.
So tonight?
Before dawn. Even the dogs will still be snoring. And we'll have plenty of time to move.
I can't wait.
Sorry to disappoint you, Hinek. I need you in the village.
Oh, fuck. I was looking forward to that, Cannon.
Hey, Kubienka. You were in the artillery in Sempak, weren't you?
Yes, but in the guard detail. I don't know shit about firing.
Well, at least it's some kind of experience.
I believe I might be of assistance, mes amis.
You've already helped quite enough, Frenchman.
The Duc de Bourgogne, once, showed off such a bête lourde in Champmol. And I was there.
Is that so, Baron? Do you know how to handle it?
Oui. If I have a few strong men to assist me.
All right. Kubianka will go with you. If anything fucks up, we're counting on you to save our asses. The rest of us will lure the fortress garrison out, so we can cut them off. We'll split into 2 groups. Me and my men will cut the village off from the fortress. The second group will enter the village from the other side and cause mayhem. That'll be your job. Set fire to a haystack, make a racket. In short, anything that will lure the fortress garrison out into the open. You get me, Devil?
Oh, aye. A good old blood orgy. As soon as they stick their noses out, the trap falls.
And the rest will go like this. Listen up.
Evening, Imsimp.
Malashov is only a handful of cottages and a
Oh,
town.
we're doing this scene. Oh, I love it. I love this.
Fortunately, Kunzlin's fortress is a bit beyond the village.
Fuck. Looks more like a small castle.
Aye,
It is,
it's
yeah.
well fortified. It's got a moat, 2 gates, and a big tower. That's where von Berghoff will be.
And don't forget the drawbridge and the secret passage.
Korytarz był zamknięty, byłem tam.
Aye, it's to be expected they'll seal off the passageway, so we have to get inside, over the bridge, and through the gate. You and Capon will deal with that, Henry. You two know it better from inside. Then, you'll let us in.
Damn. That'll be as hairy as the balls of St. Killian.
Aye, it won't be easy. But this isn't the first time for us. And besides, this time we've got artillery to back us up. We have to
What, are
get
you just
to the
gonna
tower
blow open the
whatever
gatehouse?
happens. And if it all works out, we'll drag von Berghoff right out of bed.
God willing, he'll be sleeping like a log.
And another thing, the
Not after
Devil's
the
Den
cannon.
is no longer safe. So after the attack, we'll pull back the Suchtel fortress.
Any place better than that shithole.
You're right there.
Abbas, no doubt Peter of Pisek will be delighted to welcome us.
He wants to fight Sigismund? Well, here's his chance. Especially since he missed the last skirmish with von Berghoff. Any questions?
What should I do?
You and Sam come with me. I need your youthful zeal.
Okay.
What about Rosa Ruthard? I hear she's in the tower with von Berghoff.
Don't forget to bring a white horse so you can rescue her properly.
Everything is clear to me.
We're glad. Hitch up, men! Let's take advantage of the dark and get to Malashov before the cock crows.
With the cannon. New Malashal. Few hours later. Oh no. Well, killed while taking a piss. Ugh.
What the fuck?
Don't know whether he sprayed me with blood or piss.
What, are you mad? We were only supposed to stir things up.
What did you think we'd do? Get drunk with them? Torch the village. No prisoners.
No, just wait a moment.
What is it, youngster? What's the problem?
Do we have to burn down the whole village?
What of it? Can't you carry out a simple task?
Well, I don't know if...
Listen, von Berghau's in that fortress full of men. When they see the fire, they'll run out to extinguish it. They won't be expecting us. I never put my men's lives on the line, especially if I can have the element of surprise.
I won't murder innocent peasants, Devil.
What? Do you have kin in the village? Who the hell's got into you?
This is the way my family was killed. They massacred them. And why?
Kurva, that's your problem. This is a war, and this is our plan for getting von Bergau. So if you want to do it your way, fine. You want to be a commander too? Let's see what you're made of then. I can't guarantee you'll survive, though.
I can't give you any guarantee either.
I don't need
No,
one.
we're not doing this.
Pfeift darauf, idiots.
I'll hack you to pieces, fucker!
I'm crazy!
There we go.
Well, well. The bastard taught the devil to dance. So you won. The stronger dog fucks the bitches. We'll let the turnip pullers live. Hope you know what you're doing.
We can still start
Our
fires.
fine fellows fall instead of the few damn peasants. Because that'll be all your fault. What you gaping at? You never seen a man get his arse kicked before? We'll do it the youngsters' way. The boring way.
This is kind of what happens when you recruit a bunch of criminal bastards, basically.
Leave them. Let him be. Muster up. We'll go round the village to get to Zizka. Nice and quietly.
Sounds like people on your side might die. That is entirely possible, and I don't know if that is... Well, it does autosave, and it does keep each autosave, so I can technically go back if I need to.
What's going on, devil? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I had a bit of a disagreement with this brat here.
This is your plan? To burn down the village?
What of it? We're at war, if you hadn't fucking noticed.
There's innocent people there.
Do you think I don't know? But better them than us. They'd run for the woods before we started anyway.
See, that's reasonably fine. But you also said no prisoners.
It is the law of God. We are at war here, not those peasants.
Fuck this fucking shit. Well, it's too late to go back now.
But that fortress is still full of men.
I also like
There's
that
another way
his,
to do this. I'll take care of the first gate. You'll have the element of
There you go.
surprise.
Fine, Henry. You've made your bed.
I like
now
that his
lie
coif
in it.
goes up to his chin,
But if
because
any
that's actually
of us die
correct.
today because of you, I'll gut you myself.
Fuck.
It's almost your time. You need to sneak quietly over the wall, youngsters.
It's still dark. That'll give us cover.
I'll go with them.
I appreciate it, but this is not for you.
Easy, father. We're trying not to die here.
I'm giving them my best men. That'll have to do, friend.
I'd like to see what they look like.
Here I am, Kalani. We got leather, and other go ahead to check out fortress.
Good, Janosch. We'll take care of the drawbridge. And you, Henry, open up the first gate for Zizka.
And then we'll storm in there like a fox into a chicken coop.
I understand. Let's go.
Exactly. Off you go. No time to waste.
Good luck, fellas.
Henry's right, in terms of this being the law of God. That is actually something really...
The rock isn't so steep from this side, and the patrols are only on the eastern wall. Let's go, fellas.
Let's just follow it. But I mean, look, just war theory has been in the popular discussion right now, and this is as close. This is as close to a clear application as you can get in terms of no, we can't just target civilians, because that's exactly what's going on. The strategy here was essentially terrorism, and not exactly terrorism, not quite terrorism. It's close. But it's essentially to attack civilians so that to lure the opposed military forces into a disadvantageous position. Game saved, great.
The worst part, Henry. You go and open that gate on the left. We'll take the drawbridge on the right.
What? Hmm? Attack! Ready to die? Come on!
Hey, that wasn't good. I guess I didn't attract enough attention, though, so let's keep going.
What's that?
Watch out! They attacked the castle! Close the gate! Quick! Oh! Ah! Ah!
Wait, where's the gatehouse? How do I open the gate? Can I not open the gate from here? Shit.
Shoot! Take them down, quick! Come on then, you bastard!
Attack! They're attacking the castle! Shooters to the walls!
Watch out! Take them down, people outside, open that fucking gate!
Wanker!
Do it! Take that!
I'll sort you out! Show what you're made of!
Oh boy. This is doing fine. This is all fine here. How are you?
Useless!
Come
Next.
on then! Fucking hell! I'll beat you to
Kurwa!
Wait, was I supposed to get in there? Oh, fuck, I was, wasn't I? How? How? How am I supposed to get in there? Okay, yeah, but, like, how? I fucked up somehow, didn't I?
Open the gate so our people can get inside!
Okay, listen, Hans. How? Oh, open the front gate. I'm very dumb. Okay.
Now just to open that gate.
That's how. Grace says Henry seems like a bit of a skirt hound, at least where you are. I mean, understandable. Look, he's,
What the fuck went wrong? Hey, men! What's up with that fucking raid? Get behind the wagon, quick! Take cover! Jesus Christ!
right in the head.
Get them!
Schweine up there! Down!
For Christ's sake, get on with it! When the hell will he finally hit this mark? They'll shoot us all here! All got lost, boys! We still have that cannon! We just have to hold on!
You swine! You'll pay for that!
Take cover!
Okay. I mean, Bianca then Teresa. I mean, Bianca died. I mean, you missed. That wasn't not ideal. But I mean, Teresa, they have some serious trauma.
Can't take much more of this.
Can't those idiots hit anything?
Them time!
Ooh,
We're all out of time!
Put your visor down, Hans. That did it. Nice.
Let's go. Forward! To the top!
Is Hans once again getting another batch of PTSD? Because that would make sense, unfortunately. Poor guy.
Let's go! Quick! Forward! Forward!
Proszę bardzo.
Come on! Let's see what you're made of! Clean things up here!
Who's got an axe to smash our way in?
Someone get an axe!
No. Really? Just fuck this. The bitch will drop this shit.
Dostałem w jajca, ale ten chuj...
Who else we got? Anyone else? Quick little once around, make sure we are in fact clear.
What the fuck that was? Make me fucking think, Reto.
We really should, again, do the very smart thing and clear the place first. Okay, I think we're clear. Just the larder. That was that tunnel, I think, but I think it is clear. I think it was, in fact, closed off. Uber.
What a fucking job.
Blacksmith boy, come here, quick!
Who else we got? Is that it? That's got to be it, right? All right.
What will we do now?
Everything's fucked. Von Berghoff is holed up in the tower. He has shooters there, and we're running out of time.
Oh, that's
We'll
what's
have to
going on.
parley with him.
Oi. We're not going to give up now.
That's right. Let's go. We're going to have a nice little talk with the Royal Chamberlain. Hey, you! Up there in the tower! We want to talk!
Listen! Stop shooting!
Now we'll see what Von Berghoff comes up with.
Fuck all. He's trapped.
Chamberlain, you are surrounded! I propose you honorably capitulate!
He doesn't have a drop of honor in him.
Ah! Would you give me one reason why I should do that, Kirkstein? I'm quite comfortable here. I will gladly wait for my allies in Kuttenberg to arrive. You can talk to them. Ah! And you're making a lot of noise. All that shooting you're doing must have been heard in the Hungarian camp.
Is there a point to any of this? I mean, we can avoid further trouble.
I agree. There is no point to any of this. And on top of everything, it is absolutely inappropriate in the presence of a noble lady.
Good morning, Lady Rosa.
Lord Capon! Henry!
Isn't now just the right time to change sides, Sir Royal Chamberlain?
What would you know about that?
Sigismund now needs you more than you need him.
Mm.
He's run out of money. His army is
This is a heck of a Hail
Being
Mary.
his
But go
ally
for
is
it.
no longer advantageous. As our captive, you'll gain more time. And you can calmly wait out the storm. And besides, if you secretly help us free Wenceslas, it won't cost you anything.
All right.
Can you give me any guarantees?
Why, of course. Nothing will happen to you. You have my word.
Your word, Bjergstein?
We're not barbarians, we're noblemen, Sir Otto.
You're not.
Your dead body would be worthless to us.
Ha! How sincerely simple, huh, Enoch? But yes,
Wait, is
I
he
can
noble?
trust you. When it comes to ransom, you can always be counted on.
Fine. But what will it be, Lord von Burkhoff? You can flatter the devil all you want later.
You have convinced me. You're right. It is not in the interest of the kingdom
Did we really just
to
talk him
wage
down?
a war against each other. On the contrary, by becoming allies, we can all gain. And
God, this guy's a leaf on the
peace
wind.
And liberate our king. Very well. Agreed. We are coming out.
You forgot the Zord lesson with Vanyak. You can manage without it. It's okay. I mean, it is nice to do. It gives you some extra experience and some actual controller practice. But you can manage without it.
How fickle Lady Fortune is. First you're on top, and then you hit the bottom. Who would have thought back in the Barkov how things would turn out?
Come on. Move.
Be nice.
What? Did you think I'd have you tortured like you did to me?
Time to settle accounts. You will pay for what you have done.
No! He's under my protection.
He's a murderer. He deserves to die.
Nobody's going to be killed here.
Fuck, that was a blast. My skull's ringing.
The way that Brabant loaded Lasser, it nearly blow his French ears off. It is wonder that Fop survived it.
You got lucky today. You won't next time.
The finger of God is fucked, Otto. Sorry, that must have cost the king's ransom. Oh, my lady!
Oh my god. By the way, here's
Anyway,
your
I
book.
think we're all done here. We have what we came for.
Oh, he is. Oh, Dry Devil is
Load up the
technically noble.
wounded.
Okay.
Anything
okay.
of
He's
value?
just sort of
We're
semi-disgraced,
ready to leave.
I suppose. I mean, there's
You
some
go ahead.
valuables.
I'll just have a look around here.
All right, Henry. Take care.
The game knows that you want to loot, but I frankly don't. Oh no! Oh no! You banana peeled a bombard. That is an impressive amount of destruction. Honestly, I am frankly surprised that's even remotely possible. Take the Groschen, some moonshine. I'm not going to take most of the actual kit, just because I can't carry it and have nowhere to sell it, and have a great deal too much junk. Volge. Bolts. Waffenfrogs. It's all grade 1 armor, which none of it's very good. Wounding, but oh, one of my bolts. No, it's not. That's not one of my arrows. What am I doing? Why did I just take that? That was dumb. Take that. Just carrying around a spare sword guard. That's a little strange, but alright. Cool. Cool, I suppose. Yes, I do need to talk to Lady Liz. About her book. That's a nice little hood. Bunch of stuff I honestly do not need. Hey, Mutt. Of our guys. It looks like a few of our guys did fall, but it's not too much. Oh, that one was definitely mine. I'll take the schnapps. Christmas pick, nice. Not gonna drop down there. I'll fall and hurt my poor leggies. Oh, they're piercing arrows. I'll take those. That's not bad. All right. So anyway, I was talking a bit about just war theory, and that the case of the village is like the clearest case of a violation, right? The plan is to kill a bunch of peasants, so kill innocent civilians, in order to draw out military forces into a disadvantageous position. Right? That is very, very clearly a war crime. Now, okay, here's the other thing. I say war crime a lot. I mean that in the ethical sense, not the sense of like technical international law. I don't mean that in terms of this would be, prosecutable under the Geneva Conventions or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about when I'm talking about war crimes. When I refer to a war crime, I'm talking about an objectively unethical action that is an affront to just war doctrine. That's what I mean when I refer to a war crime. And that's generally the case. That's what I mean by it. I don't particularly care about positive law, whether that is well, okay, actually, this is another good discussion, frankly. That international law, for the most part, is not really positive law in the ordinary sense, right? International law is a kind of common law. It really is more like an instantiation of the natural law. It's discovered law rather than legislation. Right? There is no, I guess you'd say, like external legislator for international law. It's law that is discovered by the complex process of international relations, of different, broadly speaking, sovereign entities interacting with each other in what is essentially a state of anarchy, vis-a-vis each other, at least. Wow, this is cleared the hell out. Jeez, okay. And that is a freaking nightmare. Okay, wow. All right, well, that's that. In any case, if we assume that that there is at least a significant natural law version of what we would call international law, and therefore a significant common law or natural law version of war crimes, of what defines a war crime. Let's mark this. Then that would mean... Wait, where's Rosa? Oh, she's over there in Apatowitz, isn't she? Or not Apatowitz, in Suchtal. Is she in Suchtal? Where is she? Did she go to Kudenberg? Where'd she go? After the council, okay. After Suchtal, okay. Well, let's just ride there the old-fashioned way, so we have time to talk. Shall we?
Go.
It's the right way, right? Oops, wrong buttons. No, that's not actually the best way. This is. This will work. Anyway, so if we assume that international law is modern international law, or what you would call international law, or the law of nations, in this period as well, there. If we assume that that is something like an instantiation of natural law, rather than it being a purely a positivistic legal framework, an arbitrary legal framework, a framework of legislation, let's say.
Whoa!
Oops, wrong button. Then we can talk of war crimes in a more objective manner, in a way that doesn't just rely on the arbitrary dictates of this or that collection of nations, or this or that treaty, what have you. Which is really what I'm going for. And so what you can do is you can have a set of...
Heaven, hallowed be thy name.
You can have a set of common law precepts that extend across time and across space, that are for which treaties and whatnot are completely irrelevant.
And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Amen.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners.
Matt, are you possessed? Cut it out.
Amen.
Are you possessed or something?
Here, Mutt.
I have a fish. No fish. I have a fish. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, the attack on civilians in order to manipulate military forces, while a fairly sound strategy, is the exact same type of strategy as terrorism. Now, it is distinguishable, right? Terrorism is similarly a direct attack on civilians to inflict fear, but the purpose of terrorism is to by instilling that fear, compel a political change among the rest of the populace. What happened? Oh no, the game crashed. That's interesting. Let's try this again, shall we? That was weird. I'll keep yapping. Well, it starts back up. In any case, it is, let's see where we're continuing from, shall we? So anyway, terrorism, right, is a specific kind of war crime where civilians are targeted, yes, and that's the particularly criminal part of it. But the end of the goal of terrorism is to implement or to force or to compel or coerce political change by the sort of indiscriminate threat of aggressive violence against the general citizenry, or at least the politically active or politically involved citizenry. So you can perfectly well call way back here. Okay, you can call it terrorism if it is an attack against, say, suppose there is a political assembly, right? Like there's suppose you were to start randomly beating congressmen. There you go. And suppose, perhaps counterfactually, that congressmen are in fact innocent and have done nothing in particular to merit beatings. And you're doing this in order to compel them to vote a particular way on a particular act of legislation or whatever. That would be terrorism, because you are inflicting general fear on the politically connected, the voting populace, for the purpose of compelling political change. What we saw there was a little bit different. I'm not going to let Henry can pray. That's wonderful. But I'll keep you happy over this time.
Thy kingdom come. Thy will
but
be
what we
done
have here, right,
on
is
earth
a case where, yes, the damage on civilians, the threat against civilians, is what is strategically significant, strategically important. But specifically, it is in order to compel a specific kind of response or kind of reaction from the military.
Is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary.
This is actually relatively
Pray
common.
for us sinners now and at the hour of our death.
This is a common strategy because it's an effective strategy, right? Where, for example, you might attack a city, right? Directly attack a city, because it will divert enemy forces away from a front line, or away from a fortification or a defense. It's something like that, which, yeah, fine, is effective, but it's still a war crime because you're directly targeting civilians. They might be a military target in the sense that they are strategically valuable from a military standpoint, but they are still civilians. They're non-military. They're non-combatants. So it's still a war crime. It's still unjust. It's an act of unjust war. No.
Whoa!
Oh, jeez, come on, guys. Sorry. You're not gonna get out of the way? No, whatever. This little farmhouse, do they have a washing trough? Probably. Yeah. Here we go. Which path do we have to go? Left. We gotta take a left after the river. Okay. Anyway, so the reason the just war theory or just war doctrine has been sort of in the public conversation so much is obviously because of the capture, I guess we'll say, of Venezuelan President Maduro. Who, by the way, I'm just going to get this out of the way from the beginning. I have been publicly criticizing Nicolas Maduro for, I think, 10 years, probably, give or take. What's that? There's a cool thing there. It's a ruin of some sort. I'm gonna go check it out. What's this? Yeah, I've been publicly criticizing Nicolas Maduro and calling him a vile tyrant and basically calling for his ouster, and I don't know if I've called for his death, but I wouldn't be all that surprised if I had. For, like I said, probably for the better part of 10 years, if not 10 full years.
What? I'll show you.
Hey there. Guys. God, ow.
I'll rip your arse open!
You're dead.
Come on, I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker! Shit! You wanna try me? I'll rip your arse open! Come on, then!
Come on. Right in the nostril.
I'm all yours!
I've been waiting for you.
In God's name!
Come on, then! Fuck you! Now that's what I call an opener!
Ow, my blood. Ow, my blood. Where's my band-aids? Well then, that was interesting. I love a nice Becta Corbin, but I don't actually use one, so. Alright, what else we got? Horses. You know, the mechanic of stealing horses and selling them is unfortunately basically non-existent in Kingdom Come. Like, once you have your nice horse, whether that's Pebbles or somebody else, you're basically done. You never need to worry about horses again. It's kind of unfortunate. But oh well, it's fine. Anyway, so like I said, I have strongly criticized Nicolas Maduro for a very, very long time. In fact, I'll see if I can find it. I'll link it if I can. Specifically, the part of a lecture from, I think it was 2015, maybe 16. Might have been a little later. I think it was 2015, maybe 16. where I basically just use him in particular as an example of tyrant, as defined by Plato in the Republic. So yeah, I'm not exactly a fan of Maduro, clearly. That said, I do tend to think, I'm open to changing my mind, but I do tend to think that, read that. I do tend to think that his kidnapping was a war crime. Do think so. Like I said, though, I am... No, yeah, you're right, Grace. No one should be a fan of Maduro. Any more than they should be a fan of Justin Trudeau, or whatever your new guy is, or Joe Biden, or Donald Trump, or most world leaders, frankly. But actually, I will say that Maduro is far worse than most of those other guys that I mentioned. The example I used, I remember very specifically, the example I used all those years ago in class was while he was giving a speech about, like, on public television, on the news. He was giving a speech where he was telling his people to stand strong and be resilient in the face of mass starvation, and talking about how it would be a good idea for people to start breeding rabbits so that you can eat them, because otherwise there's no food. In the middle of this speech, he pulls an empanada, I believe a beef empanada, out of his desk and eats it on camera. Like, I can't imagine doing that. Like, I cannot imagine being absolutely tone deaf enough to do that. Like forget the ethics of starving your people, or having such retarded policies that your people starve and are starving to death. Alright, fine, that's bad enough. But just the optics of being that horrible and then essentially bragging about it. Like, flaunting the suffering of your people so thoroughly that you then just go on to, just, in public, just eat decadent food on camera while you're talking about your people starving. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, that strikes me as absolutely insane. Like, maybe literally insane. I don't think that there is a reasonable explanation for that. Like, I almost just think he was, in fact, gloating. He was taunting people. He was trolling. He was seeing what people would put up with. Apparently, the answer was quite a lot, but people would put up with anything until Donald Trump would no longer tolerate him singing John Lennon's "Imagine" and dancing on stage. Which, by the way, in case you didn't know this, according to Trump, a news clip of Maduro dancing, like dancing on stage, is, according to Donald Trump, what finally convinced him to make the move and to have him captured and brought in. Like, what in the hell? Also, Chavez and Maduro are kind of the same. I don't know about that. I think Chavez was smarter than Maduro. Not to say either was a competent leader, but Maduro is, from everything I have seen, a dullard, to put it nicely. Chavez, at least... Huh? Excuse me? Kuman? What are you doing? What's with this guy? He's aggressive. There we go. Jesus. Why would you do that? And he beat up poor Mutt. I don't even know if I would say he's more charismatic than Chavez. He makes these absolutely ridiculous public relations blunders at every turn. People despise him. Like, it's really intense. It's really impressive that he can be such a retarded dictator as to not only have an election that he could lose, which he did. 2019, or was it more recently than that? He lost an election. What the hell kind of 2-bit dictator holds an election that he is allowed to lose? What is this? So he loses an election. And instead of rigging the results like a real tin pot dictator, he just doesn't step aside. And I read somewhere he had the actual winner assassinated, and then the next actual winner exiled. Like, twice in a row he does this. He's not smart. But anyway, regardless, I'm trashing Maduro enough. He deserves every bit of it, but still, every last bit of ridicule he absolutely deserves. And yet, and here's the interesting part, I think he I think he definitely deserved to be removed forcibly from office. Not just because he didn't step down after an election, but just because of what he did. Right? He was a communist dictator who inflicted unjust policies onto his people that were unimaginably destructive over a long period of time. Following Chavez, of course, who also should have been deposed but wasn't. Well, he was by natural causes. But no, Maduro he deserved to be removed from office forcibly if needed. That said, I think that the way this was carried out was probably unjust. If only because of malintent on the part of the U.S. government. Now, I think that had the purpose of this been for the U.S. to remove a tyrannical regime, I think maybe you can make a justification like that, but that's very clearly not what was going on. That was not the stated justification. The stated justification was because of drugs. Because he was the leader of a made-up drug cartel. The Cartel del Sol, or whatever it was, which, again, the most recent indictment has admitted was basically just a nickname for generalized corruption in South American narco states. Which, okay, great. So you make shit up to indict somebody about. What else is new? Okay. And then also for fentanyl, right? We're talking about the fentanyl crisis. Let me get some honey. Always need more honey. We're talking about the fentanyl crisis, right? That's what everybody was always talking about. How that fentanyl is killing lots and lots of people because of all sorts of dosing issues and addiction and opioid crisis, blah blah blah. Right? All these things are in fact bad, right? I will agree. Even as a libertarian, I do think that that there are issues with fentanyl in the U.S. However, that has absolutely nothing to do with Venezuela. Venezuela does not produce or import fentanyl. They produce and import cocaine, which is a completely different drug than fentanyl. Like, it's not even something that you would, as far as I understand it, it's not even something you would cut with fentanyl. Because cocaine is an upper and fentanyl is a downer. Right? You wouldn't cut those. So in any case, there is not even a connection between Maduro. There's not even a fake connection between Maduro and the purported reasons for why he was deposed. So, okay, cool. So the U.S., the State Department is lying. We can determine with moral certainty that the State Department is lying about their reasons for deposing Nicolas Maduro. Okay, cool. So what are the reasons? Well, I laid out a few that I think are plausible in a few different places. I think I said these in Discord, but in case I didn't, here they are. So what I think is most plausible, or maybe not most plausible, what I think is most charitable. The most charitable interpretation is that this is a purely imperialistic move, right? That Venezuela has been too friendly with Russia and China, are by and large adversaries on the world stage, and so this is a move by Donald Trump to consolidate power in our hemisphere, or maybe not power, but at least influence in our hemisphere. Okay, that is criminal, to say the least. Also, an attempt to solve a problem that we caused, and by we I mean the U.S. State Department, by imposing all of these various sanctions on Venezuela. That is precisely the reason why Venezuela, the Chavez government followed by the Maduro government, why the Venezuelan regime moved to be more friendly with Russia and China, is because we stopped being friends with them. We refused to work with them. So that's why we caused this problem that we are now trying to solve with excessive violence. Okay, that's barbaric and also very stupid. Fine then. Move on. That's possibility number one. Right, possibility number one is this is a regional dominance move. This is the whole Donald Trump is saying the words Monroe Doctrine and thinking he knows what he's talking about. Okay. So that's possibility number one, and I think that is the most charitable interpretation, but even on that most charitable interpretation, I think it's obviously criminal. And I want to talk about it a little bit as to why, because I find it morbidly fascinating, especially a lot of the answers by a lot of, especially just sort of right-wing randos and Trump supporters on mostly on Twitter. I'm going to wait before I go in here, because I want to finish this discussion, at least this part of the discussion. Right. So the other possibilities, one that perhaps less charitably, and also perhaps a little less likely, but there's probably a note of it, that Maduro was not on board with the Globo Homo. So let me explain what exactly I mean by Globo Homo, because this is actually kind of important, because it is a term that it's a silly little slang term that gets a lot of use, and it means a few different things depending on who you ask it in what context. When I use the term, I typically mean to abbreviate globalized homogeneity, not globalism and homosexuality. Although the Legibitica gay rights movement, broadly speaking, and gender ideology is part of the Globo Homo culture, but Globo Homo is globalization and homogeneity across the globe. This is the gradual and insidious spread, first of all, between major metropolitan areas and then out from major metropolitan areas across the world. This is something that a lot of people have noticed over the last several decades, at least, maybe even the last century or two, because you can actually, interestingly enough, this was in even J.R.R. Tolkien talked about this in, I think, the early 60s, that people in London are far more similar to people in New York than they are to people in, like, Yorkshire. I mean, culturally speaking. That what we have, especially within the Anglosphere, but really just even nowadays throughout the entire world, is these major metropolitan areas, no matter where they are in the world, are far more similar to each other than they are to the surrounding backwoodsy countryside. And that's because they are forming a kind of global urban monoculture that is flattening out the cultural differences between various places in the world. And Chavez and then Maduro were both highly opposed to this. They didn't accept the influence of like global central banking, the World Economic Forum. They didn't, broadly speaking, rejected institutions like judgments from the UN, from the World Bank, from what's it called, the Hague, the International Court of Justice, things like this. They were essentially a rogue state, but specifically culturally, because I think they were specifically culturally very independent from this sort of thing. And another maybe reason that was associated with this is Maduro's opposition to Israel. Not that he could do much about it, so I don't think that's a major factor, frankly, but it's there. It's an additional factor. But again, I would kind of lump this under the umbrella of the rejection of the Globo Homo, and part of the reason for that is the last woman who he lost to is a member in good standing of the World Economic Forum. The woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize for nothing in particular, and that Trump was kind of mad at for quote stealing his Nobel Peace Prize. That Donald Trump thinks he won for no reason in particular. So anyway, that's a less charitable, but perhaps a little less likely explanation. And then finally, we have an even less charitable, but maybe moderately likely explanation. And again, this could be any combination of these. It could be the real reason for why I think this could have happened, and that is oil. Right? Venezuela has like the second or third largest crude oil deposits in the world. Now it's very hard to process. It's very low quality crude, and so they can't really do much with it on their own. So they basically rely on selling it. Hey, Base, how you doing? But that also just means then that they make a great trading partner, theoretically. Now, why are we doing this all of a sudden? Well, Clint Russell of Liberty Hangout has a good theory on why we're suddenly so concerned about opening up this source of crude oil, and it has to do with all of the bellicosity that Donald Trump has been projecting towards Iran. So, if we were to in fact attack Iran, whatever, Iran, that place. If we were to do that, it would significantly impact the global supply of crude oil, especially ours, because not only would it cut off Iran's supplies, which are substantial, but it would also almost necessarily close down the Strait of Hormuz if we were to get into a protracted conflict with Iran. Or even if just Israel were to get into a protracted conflict with Iran, it would shut down or at least severely hamper shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, which is where like a large percentage of global oil trade goes through. And so without that, we would need an alternative source of crude oil. Enter Venezuela. Okay, that's plausible. But again, I don't think that can't be the full explanation. Maybe that is, and honestly, I will say, the most likely explanation is that the US government is a really big, really awkward, really inefficient, and largely disagreeable institution. And that the left hand does not know what the right hand is doing. And so there are a bunch of different forces all operating in the US government who have different motives. And those motives happened to align with the goal of toppling, not just toppling the Maduro regime, because the regime is still in place as vice president of power, but at least with capturing Nicolas Maduro. And we can add to that Marco Rubio has a personal ethnic grudge. So that's great, too. But all of these explanations are, I think, significant. And it's not just that we have these different explanations, and we have to figure out which is the correct one. I think they're all correct. I think they all are correct for some people within the U.S. government, because the U.S. government is, like I said, a large heterogeneous institution with a lot of different people with different interests and different goals. And those different goals are going to give different reasons for different people supporting sometimes the same thing. So yeah, I think that that's largely why this happened, is because a lot of different people wanted it for radically different reasons, and so they all got kind of what they wanted, even if what they wanted was patently retarded and criminal. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I think happened basically, and that's definitely not definitely. I spoke too soon. It was almost certainly a war crime based on the fact that the motives for it, the reasons it was carried out, were categorically unjust. Whatever they might have been, given the fact that we know what they were not. Because no one is even arguing that this is because he was a brutal dictator who was, evil. And deposing a brutal dictator was the right thing to do. No one's even arguing that. So, yeah, that's not what happened. Okay, that's not true. Some people are arguing that on Twitter. There are some right-wing randos on Twitter who are arguing that. I was wrong. Whatever. You know my point. You get my point. Nobody in charge of anything is arguing that. Who's this guy? All right, let's advance this before we move on, because I do want to also talk about a little more as to why a lot of the right-wing responses to this have me deeply concerned.
I'm not sure what to think of Malashov. I reckon it was a success. I can't bring myself to feel happy about it.
What's done is done. The devil got his ass kicked, the peasants still have a roof over their heads. And if it weren't for you, half our men who are now rotting beneath the walls would still be breathing.
After what I went through in Skalitz, I couldn't just burn down people's homes.
Tell that to the dead. If only you'd let the devil do his job, there'd be a lot less of them. Look,
Not
I know
necessarily.
you probably imagined yourself heroically saving the king and protecting innocents. And believe me, that's exactly what we're doing. It's just not as simple and honorable as we'd like it to be.
So here's the thing. With respect to just war, broadly, sometimes, perhaps Ziska thinks this is one of those times, but I mean, clearly it isn't, but perhaps Ziska thinks this is one of these times. There are times when there is no way to justly win. No way to win without committing some heinous act. No way to win without war crimes. No way to win without targeting civilians. No way to win ethically. This is one of those extremely hard teachings, which is perhaps not directly from Scripture, but is an almost foundational Christian principle. That in cases like that, that just means that there is no way to win. Right? If there is no ethical way to win, and that the only way is through some kind of horrific war crime, through the slaughter of innocents, through treason and betrayal, whatever it might be, then that just means that victory is not an option. That surrender is preferable. That defeat is preferable. Because what else are you going to do? Are you going to win, but at the cost of your soul, why would you do that? No, this is actually really difficult. Like I said, this is a very, very difficult teaching. That there are cases where it is possible to win by unjust means, but that one should accept defeat rather than to do so. And guess what? Military commander types don't want to hear that. Absolutely do not want to hear that. And this is why, gosh, it'd be kind of a bitch to, frankly, to teach something like just war doctrine at any kind of military academy, as West Point or whatever, because man, that is really difficult to get through the heads of soldier types or general types, officer types, whatever. That there are more important things than winning. There are more important things than one's country. There are more important things than victory or even survival. Yeah, that's rough. People don't want to hear it. Absolutely don't want to hear it. Now, I will say I have taught ethics at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa for St. Leo University, but only once. And unfortunately, I didn't have the foresight really to extensively discuss just war doctrine. I kind of wish I had. This would have been interesting. It was a very small class. I think I had, by the end of it, I think I had 4 or 5 students. But it was on a military base. It was all active duty guys. And it was like late at night. It was from like a 4-hour lecture from like 6 to 10 or something like that. At which point, like, we almost never went all the way to the end of it, just because everyone was falling asleep about 3.5 hours in. But in any case, it was and it was once a week. It was over a summer. It was a I think it was 16-week or 18-week course, one a week. It was like 4 hours at a time. It was a hell of a class. It was a lot of fun. It was fun to teach, and it actually formed the sort of basis for the ethics class that I teach now, with Ethica Thomistica by Ralph McInerney as the sort of core text. But in any case, right, it was I didn't get into just war doctrine as much as I kind of maybe I should have. Would have been interesting. Would have been very interesting in that context and useful, I would say, because I think the majority of my small class were more analyst types. They were officers or officers in training, like NCOs, rather than enlisted. I think there was one enlisted guy, but I think everyone was NCOs. The rest were NCOs. And so, yeah, that would be a really interesting. That would have been a really interesting bit of discussion to get into. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't. Honestly, maybe I just didn't think of it. Maybe I wasn't confident enough to bring up the topic and really go ham on it. But I don't know. I don't recall precisely the headspace I was in when I was putting together the syllabus. I know it was in a bit of a rush putting it together, so maybe that was it. But interesting. It would have been interesting nonetheless.
So, I'm back. How's it going? Have you got anything out of von Bergov?
Not yet. We need to fix ourselves up after the battle. We'll hear what Otto has to say tomorrow.
All right, then. Okay, so I just gotta wait until tomorrow, yeah? So it would seem. Where am I going?
Bollocks, a misunderstanding. You made a fool of yourself, more like.
You lardy, Peter.
You should go and see the priest. Nobody else can help you.
Oh, the priest. How could I have forgotten about him? Maybe because I don't think he'll be able to solve my problem.
Heartfelt prayer saved entire masses of Jews. And Jonah from the whale. So don't tell me it can't help with a little thing like yours.
A little thing? So you're insulting me too now?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that, of course.
Ah!
Oh, well,
jeez. Okay.
I reckon you're right. prayer's the only thing that can help me now.
Yeah, well, I'll be going now. Farewell.
What? Is he going to the priest about having a small peener? Is that what's going on here? Sorry, pizzle. The term is pizzle. Forgot.
What do you think about Malashov? We were damn lucky.
More like the people in the village were damned lucky. I'm glad you talked the devil out of burning it down.
Well, it took a bit more than talk.
It takes guts to stand up to Hinnick. But to beat him? My lord.
Do you think he'll want revenge?
You humiliated him in front of his own men. It can't be ruled out. You'd better keep an eye on him. Or go and have it out with him, straight up.
It's not a bad idea.
Any idea what'll happen next?
Another madcap scheme,
Just
most
settle
likely.
things, you know.
What else? That's all we ever seem to do, in case you hadn't noticed.
Well, you've got to do something crazy occasionally if you want to achieve big things, don't you?
That's right. Occasionally.
She didn't care for that. Anyway, where is he, Nick? Anyway, Samuel, how you doing?
Don't worry, you'll be fine.
My boss.
How'd you feel?
What did you say?
How do you feel?
Oh no.
C'est terrible, mon ami. When the cannon flew apart, I thought we were done for. I am alive, but I feel like all my bones have been ground to dust.
Kubyanka doesn't look too worse for wear.
Because I took the force of the blast for the both of us. I pushed him aside at the last moment.
Aha. How did you know that the cannon was about to burst?
Intuition, mon ami.
All right, well, Frenchman. Going to war without the French is like going deer hunting without an accordion, like they say.
What do you make of this Brabant fellow?
He's unquestionably a remarkable knight, that Fatalin. He rambles on a lot, though. My head nearly burst listening to him sometimes. Although it was better than being stuck there alone. Otherwise, he seems to me like a bold and worldly gentleman, if a little obsessed with wealth.
Okay.
I honestly can't stand him.
That
He's
is not
as
what
full
that
of
said,
tables
but
as an
okay.
old fishwife, and half of them sound very unlikely indeed.
No one's perfect. As for his constant chatter, you have to learn how to shut him up, and ideally not get locked up in one room with him. On the other hand, when Sigismund invaded, he could have easily just stepped aside and kept his nose out of it, and he'd still be sitting pretty in Miskovitz. Instead, he did the opposite and defended the town. Give him a chance to prove himself. You'll see for yourself.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
believe it when I see it.
Okay. Fine. It's a frenzel. Half-house. Gerta?
Greetings. What would you like?
I beg your pardon, milady, but could you tell me what's new around here? I'm asking because I've just arrived and I'd like to know more about this region.
Oh.
If it's mercenary work you're interested in, I can't help. You'll have to...
Okay, well that's
God be with you.
a conversation I should have had months ago. Peter! Scribe! He doesn't want to talk to me. Alright then. Can't pray here. Shrine and I can't pray at it. Oh. There's another shrine I also can't pray at. The rosary. Shishka. This isn't my room, is it? No. That's my room. We'll come back to that. Oh, I'm right across from Otto. Good old Otto. Otto
What
has
do
arrested.
we have here?
I hope you're doing well, sir.
Worries, lad. Nothing but worries.
Okay. Hey, he's at least, I mean, not exactly under guard, but I guess that's fine. Odorin? Right? Close your door. Sorry. See?
God be with you. Greetings to you, friend.
Hey, guys.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Entirely my fault, frankly. Where is the Dry Devil? Where's he next?
Welcome here, noble sir.
Really gotta talk to him. Have it out about this whole fighting thing. Janosch. Excuse me. I might call it an evening before I get to the next actual main quest. We'll see. We shall see. I do have, like, an hour still.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's good. Kubienka, you okay?
Can't you see? I'm as deaf as a post.
Okay, then.
I'll sort you out. Not.
Where the hell is T-Neck? Oh, there he is. There he is, Mr. Volcut. Can we have a chat, please? Never mind. I guess there is no new dialogue. That's weird, but okay.
Servus, and with you.
Pass.
Excuse me.
Greetings. What do you want?
I'd like to use your service.
Certainly.
Okay, our wounds,
I've got a
because we
few
got a little
wounds that
boo-boo.
need taken
Very
care
small
of,
one.
and I need a hot bath. And wash my clothes, too, so I don't look like a beggar.
All right, but money up front.
I'll gladly pay you.
You
Nothing.
certainly won't regret it. My bars are first class.
All right.
I bandaged that wound for you, sir.
Hey, doggy. You should be more...
Thank you. Godwin, how you doing?
You've lived through more battles than I have. What do you think about Malashov?
I wouldn't lie. There were moments when I was ready to meet my maker. But in the end, I was amazed how it turned out.
Well, the devil wanted to make things simpler for us.
Well, so I heard. And I also heard what you did.
No, it was nothing, really.
If you say so. But I'm glad to see you still got that boy from Skalitz in you.
I heard you fought in the Battle of Kosovo. Is that true?
Well, why wouldn't it be?
No, it's just... It happened a long time ago.
Are you saying I'm old?
No, I meant... knowledgeable.
Aye.
Yeah.
That's me. I was at the Battle of Kosovo many years ago. 14, if I'm not mistaken.
So how did it happen? Tell me. I don't think I can quite imagine such a massive battle. How many soldiers were there?
Countless, lad. I'd never seen so many take the field. At least 10,000 men on our side.
Okay, that is
Sultan
a
Murad
lot.
must have had at least twice as many.
That's
with him.
genuinely a lot.
So how did the battle go?
Lord forgive me, but it went to shit.
Could you be more specific?
Specific? Well, I only know what people said after the battle. When you're in the midst of it, you don't see what's happening around you.
Which was?
Well, it's hard to describe. Attacks are followed by retreats, and between that, only fatigue and dust.
So what happened?
When the battle began, the Serbian cavalry crushed the Turkish left flank. It looked good for us. But alas, that was just the beginning. Soon, we got ours too. We fought valiantly, but they pushed us back, and in the meantime, they hit our center. The Sultan's Janissaries attacked us there. The damned devils, and raised all hell. Rivers of blood soaked the ground.
How could you survive something like that?
You can't give up, and death isn't an option. But then a rumor spread that Prince Lazar had fallen, and everything began to crumble. But he was a tough old warrior of the Nemanjic royal blood. He wouldn't give up just like that. With an arrow in his eye, he climbed his horse and rode straight for the Sultan.
There's a kitty over there.
That's how he saved us. The battle then lasted until evening. But no one had the strength to force the enemy to retreat.
Come here. You're not.
And where did you fight?
Or in the saddle. I'm a nobleman, after all. But I lost 3 horses under me.
Jesus.
So in the end, I also fought on foot. Most of us mercenaries were on the left flank, under the command of Vlatko Vukovic. But he soon got wounded, and the men began to flee. I mean, if it wasn't for Nicholas Gabriel, we wouldn't be talking here today.
And who was that?
The commander of our company. A born warrior, and a good friend. In fact, Zizka reminds me of him a bit sometimes. In any case, the fact that Gabriel had taken a command at that point meant our flank did not buckle, and the Ottoman rabble did not cut us to pieces as we fled.
So who won in the end?
The battle lasted all day, and in the end no one knew who had won, because both sides left the field. Only later did we find out. Prince Lazar had fallen there alongside all his Serbian nobility. Still later came the news that Lazar had been captured and executed by the Turks the day after the battle.
They executed a prince?
Aye. They beheaded him, because someone had slit the Sultan's throat like a piglet.
So you didn't win?
It's hard to say. We held our own against the odds and survived. Only without their prince, it was just a matter of time before Serbia fell into the new Ottoman Sultan's lap. Fortunately, I didn't stick around to see it. All the same, even as I'm telling it, it strikes me what an adventure it was. I suppose time heals all kinds of shit. In the end, you forget the bad things. And yet, I can only thank God that Nicholas Gabriel was there.
Your captain?
Aye, him. We actually became friends of sorts. He even taught me one of his sword tricks.
He did?
Aye, really. I could even show you sometime. A memory of the good man who saved my arse on that day.
Alright. Well, what else we gotta do? Okay, it's the council now, but that also means will take place tomorrow. Okay. I have until tomorrow, so I can stand around a bit. We'll go up on the battlements and we'll have a chat, you and us. You and me. I and thee.
My respect.
Okay. It's good. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the other
Greetings to you too.
howdy there. I wanted to talk about the other, perhaps interesting, perhaps disturbing factor that I've been seeing on the rise recently. In fact, I kind of have a video about this, or about something that's pretty closely related from, I guess, from a few months ago. I'll put it in the description and maybe put it in Discord afterwards as well. But I've been seeing an odd tendency on the right, especially with respect to just war theory and with international law and all of this. It's essentially to be legal positivists or even ethical positivists about things like international law and war crimes and just war theory and all that. And it's this tendency to basically say that the right thing to do, especially in warfare or in international relations, is whatever you can get away with. Now, this has been some relatively significant voices on the right. Sargon of Akkad comes to mind as putting forward this idea. But also just tons and tons of just Twitter randos have been saying things like this. And it's essentially the idea that what you should do is whatever you can get away with. Or that something is only wrong in international law if there's someone who can enforce it. Or something is only illegal if you don't get away with it. Or something like that. Or that international law is just fake, it's made up. Really, you can just do things. And whatever those things are, ethics does not come into consideration. It doesn't have anything to do with it. Now that's heinous. I mean, maybe obviously, I hope my viewers can see why that's heinous, but even beyond that, it's understandable to a degree where you can get there, right? How you can get to that point. Because we, meaning people on the right, broadly speaking, have spent a long time now decrying the sort of post-World War II rules-based international order of the globo homo, the thing I was talking about a while ago. But that doesn't mean that there aren't rules. Right? It's just that those rules are objective rather than imposed by treaties or whatnot. Right? This is a frightening tendency because it seems to me like it is a trend towards something like absolutism, which I didn't think was something that we really had to worry about so much in the modern day. I really did think that we had achieved something like a reasonable balance of power on the world stage, such that people wouldn't, people, meaning world leaders, wouldn't necessarily try to get away with things just because they could. Because people would acknowledge that they were wrong, recognize that they were wrong, and that it would lead to such... first of all, it would lead to reputational consequences. But then also that, you know what, people, like world leaders, might have a conscience, and even if they don't, a lot of their people do. But what we are seeing here is just a blatant raw exercise of power on the part of Donald Trump in particular. Because again, this is not something that the elected government is in any way responsible for. It's this essentially invasion of a foreign nation of Venezuela. This was an order by the president that was presumably backed by large aspects of the deep state and perhaps his own appointees, but it doesn't go beyond that. And so no one involved is directly answerable to the electorate, first of all. They're certainly not answerable to the international community, because, well, these right-wing lunatics have a good point. What's the international community going to do about it? Like, realistically, they're not. They're not going to do anything about it. Maybe they could, but probably not even then. They probably couldn't, realistically. And it's not like Venezuela has any really good friends on the international stage who would go to bat with them against the United States, even if they could. But the point here is, and why this is particularly unsettling to me, is that this seems to me to be not just a rejection of the sort of liberal rules-based world order, but a rejection of ethics per se. This is just consequentialism at best, which is already heretical and extremely dangerous, and absolute moral nihilism at the worst, which honestly seems to be almost as common. And it's an interesting trend because I see this on the right too. I've seen this before in other instances, like with say Arn McIntyre, for example, who I've talked about before, and I've kind of criticized before for his this kind of approach to issues. I haven't seen him going about this exactly this way, at least not yet. I haven't paid too close attention yet. Maybe. Where he talks about the friend-enemy distinction and friend-enemy politics, that politics is about helping your friends and harming your enemies. He takes essentially the Polemarchus position from Book 1 of Plato's Republic, which, by the way, Socrates thoroughly dismantles and utterly disproves in a few pages, quite easily. Very straightforward. It's the Schmittian view of political relations. That said, I can never find a straight answer from McIntyre. Whether he means this descriptively, like merely descriptively, or if he means this normatively. Like, by this idea of like that politics is about helping your friends and harming your enemies, does he mean that to describe the actions of most political actors? And that being a sort of value-free judgment that maybe it's irrational, maybe it's wrong, but that's how people act. Because if that's the case, I'm open to that. I'm open to that as an explanation. But on the other hand, he also seems to conflate that, or maybe just scrub away the difference between that and, on the other hand, that this is how politics ought to work. This is how we should conduct politics. And if that's the case, if he thinks that this is how we should conduct politics, then all of Socrates' criticisms apply completely, easily. Again, I've got a lecture on this if you're interested. If he merely means to scrub away the difference and say, well, this is how politics does in fact work, so we have to act in this way, which is also, by the way, how a lot of racialists and collectivists and such will come to their conclusions, that, well, other groups are acting as groups, so we have to act as an identity group too, which again is once again incoherent. If that's what he's doing, then that's just completely amoral. That is stripping away the significance of ethics to politics. At which point it does just become naked power assertions. It becomes naked power relations. It becomes exactly what the post-structuralists and postmodernists accuse politics and a lot of other things of being. If there is no ethical component to it, it really is just power, and the post-Marxians are right. I don't think they're right. I really don't. So, again, in this case, in the case of international relations, really is just what can you get away with. If that is the case, there's two ways of approaching that. Then we can say that is just the fact of the matter, that that world leaders will get away with whatever they can get away with, and weaker nations will suffer what they must. I think that's a quote from like Lord Acton or somebody in the imperial period of Great Britain. But if that's the case, then okay, fine. You're describing realpolitik, which is fine descriptively, but it can and should also be morally condemned. Now, if you're going to say that is how international politics should work, that there's nothing wrong with that, then again, you're either scrubbing that difference away, in which case you're just being amoral, or you're just obviously wrong. That ethics on an international scale matters just as much as it does on an interpersonal scale. One other thing about this I find interesting is that I almost have trouble. I almost find it difficult to argue for that conclusion, that ethics applies universally. Because it's one of those things that I think should be intuitively obvious. But when someone goes and just outright denies it, whether explicitly or barely implicitly, it can be difficult to present a solid justification for it. It is what C.S. Lewis would describe in The Abolition of Man as holding a gun to the head of the Tao. It is asking, why should I be moral in the first place? And Lewis doesn't think you can provide an answer for that. I think you can, but it's difficult to do that at these scales, just because it's, first of all, about people who are very different from us, in a very different place in society than us, and have a lot more destructive power at their disposal. And so there's so many disanalogies that it's hard to intuition pump the ethics of international relations. Interesting. It's something that I probably do need to put more thought into, because I do think that it's something absolutely crucial to give robust philosophical analyses of. Which, by the way, Edward Fazer, for example, has been doing a great job putting forward a lot of those justifications on Twitter and on his blog. Again, I'll see if I can find a good poster, a good article from to link as well. Yeah, let me write these down before I forget. With that. Let me see. I needed the condemnation of Maduro. I needed Paul Marcus and Fazer. There's something else that I mentioned that I did not just say. The thing about Polemarchus and the friend-enemy distinction, the condemnation of Maduro from way back, and then something from Fazer. I'm sure there's something else I said. Hey, I'll put a link to that in the description. If there's something else that I mentioned that I forgot, let me know.
I'm sorry.
I know. I'll somebody put it in the chat. I'll write it down so I can put it in later. All right.
Why don't you have a torch? You can't be out after dark without a light.
Sorry.
That's more like it.
I was going inside. It's well lit here. I don't see why.
You shouldn't be walking around without a light.
I'm in well lit corridors.
If you want to be outside after sunset, you need a lit torch.
I'm not outside.
You see? That wasn't so hard, was it now?
I'm not outside. What? Hey, Rosa, can I talk to you about the book? No, I can't. Okay, moving on. Okay. All right, let's take a rest, shall we? Do I have anything to put away? I might. No, I don't. Just put everything on the horse, didn't I? Okay, that's fine. Oh, I can sit and read, can't I? A couple things I need to read. Throughout most of the night. Yeah. Read the bad boy cover to cover. Overnight. No. I need better drinking in order to read this book about drinking. Very silly, frankly, but whatever. Man, Henry, you need 2 hours of sleep in a night. What a badass. Wish I could do that. Sleep from 4 to 6. Gosh, I feel like I need to sometime. Anyway. Oh.
Nice work! Nice work indeed.
Go fall off a roof.
You saved the peasants but sent your own men to the slaughter. You like to keep your hands clean, but war is a nasty business. So who are you going to sacrifice for your conscience next? Your little Jew brother? Cape on? Yourself? You play the game, but you don't understand the rules. And in the end, you'll lose. You learned nothing. You understood nothing. And yet I tried so hard.
He's literally Satan,
Yet
isn't he?
we share the same fate. Lord! My family was slain too, by the Turks. I felt just like you do. And Eric went through the same thing. That's why I took him in. We're one big family. Of orphans. Well, of course, you do have a father. Although he's not gone so far as to give you his name.
No, literally, like, call out to Jesus. That was a demonic vision that there was. Hey, Mutt, how are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, no, that was gosh. Okay, so I've also been in our book club in Discord. I've been reading the Space Trilogy by C.S. Lewis. And we just finished Paralandra. Which, by the way, if you have not read the Space Trilogy, I hadn't, by the way. But if you haven't, I do very highly recommend it. It's really good. Really good. And there's a fascinating portrayal of essentially Satan in the second book, in Paralandra. And he is, it's Satan essentially possessing the form of a scientist, right? So it's a scientist who is possessed by the devil. I know, reality and fiction just kind of cross paths sometimes. In any case, I hear there's more of that in the third book, which we haven't gotten to yet. In any case, though, right? So it is the portrayal of Satan is very good, and I will say, Lewis is between this and the Screwtape Letters and the Great Divorce and a lot of these. Lewis is just really good at portraying the diabolical in fiction. It's really impressive. It's impressive how he can do something that is, I think, rather difficult, but in a unique way that isn't just sort of borrowing from Faust or borrowing from Dante. He really does do things kind of his own way. For example, yes, Satan, or the Bent One as he is called, or the Unman as he is in his possessing form. Yes, he is the tempter. He is the great deceiver. All these things that we're taught in tradition. Also, he's petulant, which is not something we typically associate with the satanic, with hell. Rather, we tend to think, I think, more of That's fine. Even better. We tend to think of Satan as you know, the Mephistopheles from Faust, right? This affable, almost noble, but evil character. Whereas the Unman, Lewis's portrayal of Satan in Paralandra, is, like I said, just petulant. Like, one of the things that he does to essentially torture, like psychologically torment Ransom, the main character, who is a friend insert character for J.R.R. Tolkien, funny enough. I love that, by the way. But what he does, one of the things that he does is, in part to keep him awake, but in part to just sort of, like, bother him, is he just keeps calling his name, saying, Ransom. And then when he responds, what? Nothing. And then he goes on, and most often he will just do it again. Ransom. What? Nothing. Ransom. What? Nothing. Just like, you little shit. Satan is acting up like an absolute toddler. And eventually, when Ransom decides that he's not going to rise to it, he's not going to answer, he just sits there all night. Literally all night. Just calling, Ransom, 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 all night. I'm just like, this is horrible. But of course it's horrible. It's Satan. Of course. Why would it not be horrible? But man, it is it's such a fascinating, unique portrayal of the demonic. I like it. I like it a great deal. Very cool. Like I said, it's pretty unique in excuse me, in how Satan does his tempting.
Careful.
Okay. Because there's also the tempting of the basically the Eve character, the unfallen innocent woman who Satan is trying to tempt, trying to fall. And it's Ransom's task to eventually stop it. And how he actually manages to finally stop the woman from falling and stop Satan from tempting her is, I will not spoil it. I refuse to spoil this. I know the book is like 70 years old. Right? 1940 something? Yeah, like 70 years old. Almost 80. Actually, no, it might be 80 years old now. Gosh. I won't spoil it though, because I absolutely did not expect how he resolves the situation. It's such a brilliant twist that you need, and it's about halfway through the book, that you just need to read it. You just need to read it. It's I won't say it's my favorite part of the book. I mean, it's great. It is good. But it's that plot point, that decision, is my favorite aspect of the book. That is how the situation gets resolved. I love it, absolutely. It's brilliant, it's fascinating, it's kind of hilarious. Anyway, I love it. I love it very much. Anyway, so I think I'm actually going to wrap it there, so that next time we can do the actual meeting. We can talk to Rosa, and we can continue with either the next quest or some side stuff, whatever we want to do. That'll be next week. So, thanks for joining me. I'm going to wrap it there. Might clip that one little section that I had there, that little talk about, those couple of little talks about Just War Theory, because, boy howdy, it is in the news lately. So, in any case, thanks for joining me. That was fun. I had a good time. I always love this game. I love playing with you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. So remember, until Thursday, because we are going to be doing some more Expedition 33, the last major side dungeon before the end boss, basically, on Thursday. And maybe some minor side stuff too. We'll see. But yeah, that one should be wrapping up in the next few weeks, and then I got to decide what to do next. I'm leaning towards the Fable trilogy, but if you have other recommendations or suggestions, let me know in the newish suggestions channel in Discord. Until then, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful week. Have a Merry Christmas, a blessed Epiphany. And until then, remember, don't be safe, be well, more importantly, be good. Good night, folks.